In a 2023 study, according to Real Clear Wire, the National Assessment of Educational Progress released the nation's report card for civics education. And for the first time since 1998, when the federal government began testing 8th grade students for civics, scores declined. Nearly 80% of students, the results reveal, are not proficient in civics, a jaw-dropping number for anyone concerned with America's future. The need for creative approaches to civics education could not be more urgent. I'll have more on these later. Perhaps there are some actual reasons for the decline in civics. U.S. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said in a statement that the results from the NAEP further underscore the profound impact the COVID pandemic had on student learning. The results follow recent national declines in reading and math among students in grades 4 and 8. NAEP assesses history and civics proficiency for 8th grade students in a nationally representative sampling every 4 years. The history exam assesses students in different categories, including democracy, culture, technology, and the world role of the U.S. The 2022 results showed declines in all those subject areas. The scores in U.S. history declined 5 points from 263 in 2018 to 258 in 2022. Continuing a downward trend that began in 2014. Only 14% of students made at or above a proficient mark in history, and in civics, only 22% of students met the same benchmark. Dr. Carrie Sotner, the Chief Learning Officer at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, said she has unfortunately been bracing for these results since the reading and math scores came out earlier. When we saw the reading scores drop, it kind of felt like, well, that's a little prelude to what you're going to see in civics and history. She said, too, that teaching civics and history are heavily based on reading comprehension, and if that foundation isn't solid, it's hard to build up. With declines now evident across multiple subjects, the question becomes, how can we mitigate this when we have significant drops in everything? Most experts agree civics can't be an afterthought if American democracy is to endure. That from the very beginning, the founders of our country understood that for the American form of government to thrive, its citizens would need to be informed and engaged in our processes. Civics education should not only be important to school-age children, but in a broader sense, civics knowledge should also be important to every person in the U.S. Our citizens need to have understanding of our country, how our Constitution protects and ensures our basic rights and governmental operations. Unfortunately, civics teaching has declined significantly in recent years. 42 of our 50 states don't require civics for graduation. When they do teach civics, it can often come up short because of controversies over history, politics, and curriculum content. Without teaching and then comprehending civics, we are producing an electorate that has not been taught to think deeply about how a democracy is supposed to function and the public's role in making it function better. This lack of proper civics education results in an inability to all Americans to self-govern effectively. A civics exam will have questions like the following. See how you would do. What is the supreme law of the land? What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? What is one right or freedom guaranteed in the First Amendment? See how important the answers to these questions actually are. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce and other organizations are making a move to offer a unique approach to civics education in America. Texas has begun offering middle school students to stake their claim as the state's first ever national civics bead champion. The trend may actually grow. So in your state, encourage your elected officials to step up to be a judge at a local or state civics competition. Inspire your local chamber to host a local competition. If you're a business, coordinate with your local chamber to help sponsor and facilitate these important events. As a parent, take a proactive role in encouraging your son or daughter to participate in civics competitions. Our republic has undergone a number of stress tests in recent years, and there will be more to come. But we need to renew interest in history and civics among our students, families, government, and justice system. We must equip all Americans with the knowledge and resources needed to bridge our divides, to protect our freedoms and liberties. America's future depends on all of us doing our part to ensure its vibrancy and endurance. This is H.A. Gray.